Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Sammy's a Beer podcast live here on this Wednesday, June 4th. We are live brought to you on Twitch, Sammy's a Beer on Twitch, or Sammy's and Beer on YouTube. If you want to chat with me, go to our Twitch. If you want to chat with Thomas, go to YouTube. We thank you all so much for stopping by. We have another fantabulous episode of the podcast. And with me, as always, is the most middle-aged 30-year-old you're ever going to meet, Tomas Rincon.
That is true, but I don't like IPAs yet. So I'm doing
No,
something.
but you do smoke meat.
I'm doing something new.
And you do probably really enjoy World War II.
I watch Band of Brothers once a year, at least.
See?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The hat, right? Thank you for the solidarity. I'm growing my hair out, and I'm going to start pushing it back. I'm feeling it.
Like you're going to go for like a 70s Italian mobster look? You're going to get some like grease and...
Not as much grease, but
like,
definitely.
Are you gonna earn the nickname?
What's the nickname? I don't know much. I don't know much about like the mafia. Period.
Well, I believe this is a Hispanic nickname. It's where all the water from your hair runs down your back and gets it all wet.
God, that's not where that comes from.
Huh?
That's not why that nickname is there.
Yeah, it's from crossing the river, correct?
Yeah, and they put a shirt back on, and their back's still wet because they can't dry it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've met plenty of them in my time. A lot of them I'm related to, actually. Just kidding. We're all from San Antonio. But yes, I'm trying a new thing. I'm growing my hair out. So to do that, I have to train it. I have to train it to go backwards. So I have to wear the hat pretty consistently.
It also makes your hair fall out, so you got to be careful, buddy.
I think I've got enough to spare.
Yeah. You say that now.
True. But welcome everybody. It's another fantabulous Wednesday. In fact, we were looking forward to it yesterday.
Yes. I don't know why every Tuesday I think it's Wednesday, and I'm like, oh, sweet, we got the podcast tonight. And I'm like, oh, no, it's only fucking Tuesday. I still have 3 more full fucking days of work. Fuck this place.
I do get excited. It's like I get to play video games, talk to my buddy, and drink alcohol. Like it's the recipe for a great night for me now. Mm-hmm. Especially when something that we have to discuss.
Oh, that worked out well. He said especially and then went away.
With something we really need to discuss today.
Oh.
Your newfound love and appreciation for a certain game.
Okay, we can talk about that.
That is definitely something I want to hit on.
Sure.
But before then, shot time, baby. Got myself a couple little hornitos.
Didn't you buy like 3.99s at one point, and we're gonna do them like every week? And then you did them once, and then didn't have them anymore?
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. They're in my backpack cooler in my car.
Oh.
I
thought for sure you just chugged them.
No, I don't think I could do that. Like the root beer
in one night.
You
got peppermint, bananas.
I feel like the banana would be fine. It's like anything coffee or Coke or chocolate flavored, like anything like that. Hank is doing well, so the podcast can see. He's growing more and more every day. He's my sweet boy. He's doing really good. But okay. So first things first.
What are you doing, dummy? Yeah, you're the dummy that just hit your head on the garbage can. Both dogs had to be in here with me tonight.
Oh, that's how that works. They'll pick you. Oh, that's Ella, right?
Yes.
I can tell it's a girl dog. We need to talk about Labradoodles too. There's a whole thing about that. But anyways, no, I can't talk about that on the podcast. That's real personal for somebody else. Oh, I've got one. I'll never repeat this again.
Right.
But this one goes out to all the Koreans that decided to show up to San Antonio and start selling corn dogs. I don't know if you ever had a Korean corn dog. Probably one of the best fucking things I've ever eaten. I'm not even fucking lying.
Korean corn dogs made with real dogs.
Fuck. Whatever, it was delicious. Here's to you. I hate how long those take to shoot. Ugh.
Yeah, that is the one problem with those little shooters is having the little.
It just takes 10 hours.
All right, so my shot is going to go out to a buddy of mine.
Ooh.
It's not somebody you know, but we went over to his house one night, and we're having some beers at a fire. It's just me, him, his wife, kids, and stuff. And I was like, I threw some Fireball in my bag, and I was like, you guys want some Fireball? Mm-hmm. So we all three took a shot of Fireball. Just the little shooters. They're fun, cheap. Ignite the night is what I like to say.
Got it.
And he's like, I don't really like these, but whatever. Drinks it. So then I went over there like a week later on a Thursday. There were some guys that met over there sitting in the garage drinking beer. And he's like, did you bring some Fireball with? Oh, no, I didn't bring any Fireball with. I didn't think you liked it. I was kind of in the mood for it tonight. Okay. So then a few days later, went over there again. They're having another bonfire, and there was some more people over there. So I stopped. I had to get beer, and I bought a 10-pack of little Fireball shooters. And I'm like, I got some Fireball. He's like, what are you doing to me? And the other guy sitting next to me, he was there on the Thursday, and he's like, the last time he didn't bring them, you give him a bunch of shit and say you wanted one. Now he fucking brings you one, and you're giving him shit because you brought it. So my shot goes out to all the guys that really want to take shots but are too scared to because they don't want to either admit that they like it or their wives won't let them. Go fuck yourself, man up, take shots.
I bet you it's that second one. More than anything else.
Please with us.
I don't know.
Both times.
I mean, Fireball sucks. I'm gonna be wrong.
It really does.
But I've grown to appreciate it because it's not as strong as a liquor. Mm-hmm. My tolerance has tanked recently. Absolutely tanked. In comparison to what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do like 3 shooters of like whiskey, tequila, whatever, I'll be pretty sauced and then I'll get really tired. If I drink a beer and every now and then do a shot of Fireball, I'm in the pocket. I'm in the sweet zone the whole night.
You ever have weird nights where you just get hammered and you have no idea why?
Oh, all the time. Well, not all the time, but yes, I've had them before.
Like you drink not an abnormal amount of alcohol. So, story time. Friday night, when we went over to my buddy's house, I stopped and picked up the 10-pack of Fireball shooters, and I picked up a case of Coors Light 16 ounces. Now, I ride my electric bike. My kids are with me because he's got kids my kids' age. All the kids are playing. And so I think I put 8 beers in my bag. I brought 3 beers home with me, and I brought 10 Fireball shooters. Handed them out.
Okay.
So I took 2 Fireball shooters, and I think I had 6 beers. I violently vomited when I got home. It was so weird. Like, I got home, and I was sitting there, and I'm like, God, I'm not that drunk, but God, I'm fucking spinning, and I think I need to puke.
Was there any nicotine involved?
I had Zins, but...
That'll add to it.
Oh.
I don't know if you
I don't know. I think it's...
Like,
I swear that when I drink and I get into a vehicle, I get motion sickness.
Oh, maybe.
And it makes me sick.
Yeah, that would work. That would also do it. For me, like before I started using nicotine, I would go out drinking with my buddies, and I'd be like right at the precipice, and I'd stop drinking because I'm like right here. I'm like, all right, one more, and I'm throwing up in the men's bathroom. in between some dude's legs, right? So I stopped, and then a buddy of mine is like, "Hey, you want a cigarette?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then
That's
just
pretty fucking yeah. No, but I've been doing these long enough. Like nicotine doesn't. I don't get a buzz from nicotine anymore.
yeah, it's I have to like go a pretty long time without it to get a buzz out of
Yeah.
it.
So I don't. I swear it's got to be driving home, and I felt like such a schmuck because I was with my kids, and like I said, I didn't feel that drunk. Riding home felt fine. Got a little woozy towards the end, and then we're getting kids ready for bed, and all of a sudden I have to get up and just go. I'm not a quiet puker. Like my stomach hurt for days. The muscles were sore.
Good ab
It
workout.
hurt to cough. And all of a sudden, my wife tells me this the next day. Oh yeah, all of a sudden the youngest just comes sprinting down the hallway. Dad's puking.
Your kids are a fucking delight.
Yeah. Because I do not like getting sauced up in front of them. Like
Oh yeah, I feel like that's
I'll get
fair.
to like a medium. Like I'll get a buzz going, but not like I don't want to slur my words. I don't want to be stumbling. I don't want to be blacked out doing stupid stuff. It's just
Yeah,
because I don't think kids need to see that kind of stuff.
correct.
So,
Even though your wife got me drunk in front of them.
well, they can see other people get drunk. That's funny.
Actually, that's a good life lesson for them. See that? See that guy?
Exactly.
Don't be like him. Don't let your mom serve you strawberry Moscow mules.
Yeah. Or know when to say no.
That's tough. That's tough.
Which you should make those with ginger beer, strawberry daiquiri, and tequila or strawberry mix in your.
Yeah. Yep. No. Yep. Registering. I've got a beef bulgogi recipe now. So here's my process of the day. I was actually off today, but I've stopped trying to be home all day and play video games and like be lazy, right? So now I get dressed up, I go out, and just go find something to do, right? And so today,
Sounds terrible.
it's not been bad. So today there's like a huge Korean population in San Antonio, and I went to a market and a restaurant and like a park. It's all concurrent. And I lived in Korea, so I was talking to them. I don't speak Korean very fluently, but I was talking to them not enough to get by because they would switch to English, but just like, oh, look, you know what you're doing a little bit. And I got a recipe for bulgogi, which is their Korean beef, and it was fucking delicious. I made it today. I only marinated it for 30 minutes, and it was fucking awesome. I even found a brand of rice that's like somehow better than regular rice. It's like they're
I would
fat.
imagine there's some rice that's got to be better.
It's fucking awesome. And then for lunch,
I mean, you wouldn't think that there's beef that's better, but look at Wagyu.
it's true. There's for lunch I had Korean corn dogs, which is they use rice flour with the cornmeal, so it's like fluffier. And then like they have the dog on the batter, right? Like it's surrounded, and then they roll it in potatoes. Fucking delicious. And then they
Like
fry it.
mashed potatoes, or
No,
like.
like hash brown, like little square potatoes.
Speaking just on this line, this is pretty related. That also sounds delicious, but minus the dog part, I don't know if I could eat a dog. Um,
It might have been fish, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you, fish sausage. But continue.
if I was to take French fries and cook them longer, so like instead of having the inside be like a little softer, I got it all crispy, and then I put them in a bag, and I sold you that bag weeks later, would you eat that?
I mean, if it wasn't like moldy or smelled weird, there's not a lot of things I wouldn't eat.
I had this epiphany at supper tonight that what I just described to you is a potato chip.
You're stretching it a little bit. You've got to make really thin fries.
Thickness shouldn't matter as long as it's cooked all the way through.
It has to be dehydrated pretty much at that point. That's why
No.
it lasts so long.
No, chips are not dehydrated.
I mean, chips are cooked to the point where there's no moisture, so they don't mold.
so they cook longer.
So I mean, if you cook it
Like I said.
if you cook it at that point, I mean, yeah.
But isn't that a really weird concept? Like if I overcooked some French fries and put them in a bag and then gave it to you after 3 weeks, you would look at me like I was fucking crazy.
I would.
But if I hand you a bag of potato chips, because I like the potato chips we've been buying, my wife's like, no, there's got to be like preservatives and stuff in there to keep them longer.
I was thinking the same
The
thing.
potato chips that we buy are literally avocado oil, potatoes, and sea salt. 3 ingredients.
If you jarred it, like sealed it in a jar, like how you can things, I'd probably eat the fuck out of it. Yeah.
But you can't can them because you can things in wet.
I don't know. There's those people that can eggs.
Yeah, that's pickled eggs.
No. Like, just like raw eggs.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
But they're wet.
Yeah, they are wet.
And it is actually that's actually a pressure canning because if things don't have a high enough vinegar content to their salt or vinegar content, then they have to be pressure sealed versus like how you pickle, like when you pickle eggs and you can them, that's a different process than stuff that like than how you would even pickle or like can carrots. It's a totally different process because it's either the vinegar or the salt content in them.
That makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
So
much about this.
like I said, I was just sitting there and I'm just like, it clicked on me and I'm like, potato chips and French fries are the exact same thing. But if you tried to give me French fries 3 weeks later in a bag, I would be like, that's fucking gross.
It is gross. I don't know.
But it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but it is. Fuck, what was I was gonna say something. Okay, listen, Matt, we have to talk.
Okay.
You have a new game that you've been playing pretty frequently, I'd have to say, actually.
Yeah, I have a lot of hours in it.
What game is that?
It is the crafting of mines. I've developed a yearn for the mines.
It got you, didn't it?
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's gotten everybody at some point. You know. I still play it.
I'm still amazed at how many people are like still like live and doing YouTube challenges on it.
Well, because they never stop adding to it. You know, they never stop letting it grow. The people who develop it just leave it the fuck alone. You know, honestly, that's like the big policy. Just leave it the fuck alone. See what happens.
My kids tried to tell me that the guy who created it is racist, and I'm like, because apparently they added the llamas, and the llamas will only spit at something that's black.
No, I mean they'll spit it.
And I'm like, well, you do know that the guy who created it sold it to Microsoft, so if anything, they're racist, not him.
He didn't create llamas. He sold it way before llamas came out.
Well, exactly. That's what I was.
How much do you think he sold Minecraft for?
$750 million.
So brother, you ain't even close.
High or low?
High.
Oh, I'm high? 250?
No. You're like, it's way higher.
Oh, 2.5 billion.
Yeah, that's it. That's right on the money. Yeah, he sold Minecraft for 2.5 billion with a promise to keep his original team on the game for at least 5 years.
Good of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Swedish dude, pretty fat, wears a fedora, right? Just like a weird dude. And I remember when the game came out, right? I was playing it. I was one of the first people to buy it, and I was playing it like water didn't flow; it just went like in any direction and filled empty space. Like it was, way back in the day. It was fucking awesome. I loved it. And like to this day, you were like, "Hey, come play Minecraft with me and the boys." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'll play Minecraft," because it's just so easy.
Yeah.
Once you know what you're doing,
it's easy, but it's difficult at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's challenging if you let it be. If you go out and look for it, you'll find challenge.
and you can be like creative. I will say the one thing that I fucking hate, and it happened to me today, is fucking hard deaths. You go out, and I think it really is a testament to, like, if you think about the human species themselves. Like, I was sitting there with my youngest, and he's like, Dad, let's go on an adventure.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we've got a house built up, we've got farms, we've got mines, we've got, decent gear. I'm like, cool, yeah, let's go on an adventure. I'm like, give me a minute to get some stuff together, some food and some supplies. And then I'm like, all right, I'm about ready. You ready to go? I changed my mind. He's like, I don't want to go out and lose all my stuff. And I'm like, what a human concept of, like, how many people have that adventure spirit and then are like, I don't want to go adventure anymore. I like what I have at home.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I mean, it's a little bit different for you, but you being like, I've been telling myself I got to get out of the house and go do stuff, which I get. I mean, you're single-ish, and,
I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. Like,
don't have a wife, you don't have kids, yeah. And so, yeah, getting out of the house, like, I'm kind of the opposite, where it's like, I would rather have people come over. I don't want to go sit at a bar. I don't want to go other places. I want to stay home and then pay and enjoy my mortgage that I pay fucking $1,500 for.
yeah. No, and yeah. I'm trying to meet new people. You know, make friends, and there's a lot of weird people out there.
Then why would you go to Korea? You hate Koreans.
I just get along with them really well.
But you hate them. You've openly said it for years.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna be friends with a Korean. It's like Mormons. I'll be friends with a Mormon.
It'd be awesome if we had, like, a Korean like Bobby Lee on the podcast with us.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Like, if you like, hey, I met a Korean guy, can he join the podcast? I would say yes without even meeting him.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, I don't know, just do more genuinely, because I'll go out for the day and I'll come home a little tired, but, like, I feel good, like, I feel better about my day, and I'm alone, and I'm just experiencing all these things, like, I don't have to worry about anybody else. I don't have to fucking I don't have to pay for anybody else. I go get my beer, get my soju, make my somek, do my thing, and just, I don't know, fucking figure it out. I walked around that park and I met a bunch of really cool people. I mean, I didn't overstay my welcome, right? We talked for a little bit. It's like, okay, have a good day. And I went about my way. Wasn't trying to be weird, but...
I wish you could have that conversation with my neighbor.
Does your neighbor overstay his welcome?
She just will.
Yep.
She's older. Her husband passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she walked up tonight. She's on her cell phone. And I'm in the garage. Me and the youngest were making smash burgers. And he was helping me. He wanted to learn how. And I wanted help so that way maybe there's a day that he can make them and I don't have to cook supper.
It's happened to my dad.
And so I'm making them and he's helping me and we're done. I just took the burgers inside and we're out cleaning off the flat top so we can go in and eat. And she gets done with her walk and just comes walking up my driveway. And I don't have a sidewalk that runs in front of my driveway. Like, it's over on the side of the house. And she comes walking over and, like, she's on her phone talking to her daughter and talking to me. And then just, like, starts talking to me about her daughter and how she had to go home because somebody texted her and they were going to have burgers at her apartment complex. And I'm like, cool. And I'm, like, literally scraping the top of my flat top. She's like, oh, are you getting ready to make burgers? I'm like, no, the burgers are in the house ready to go. Oh, okay. And she goes to walk away and then turns around and comes back and keeps talking to me. She's like, oh, this thing puts off heat. I'm like, yeah, I turned it up to clean it off. Oh, are you done? Did you? Yeah, I need to go.
I'm done. Go away.
Food is getting cold right now. Like, I'm sorry. I don't have more time to talk to you right now.
I'm just a poor, lonely old lady.
She is, and I try to talk to her, but, like, talking to her is her talking at me and telling me about her brother who went to college in Montana and then moved to Wisconsin, and I'm like, sweet.
She's got no one else to talk to, probably, dude.
Well, her daughter's over there pretty regularly. And she's got a son that lives in town. I mean...
she should go to church. or
Yeah.
the Y, or I'm learning we have plenty of fucking places for us to go as humans
Oh yeah.
to connect. That
There are so many places that people can go. And they just a lot of them choose not to.
I don't know if it's ignorance of like the places exist or just a fear of going there and being alone.
I think fear of going there and being alone.
I don't.
Especially, I mean, her husband passed away 10, 20 years ago or 10 years ago, but I mean, I look at it now. I mean, I've only been married, I think it'll be 14 years this year, and it'd be weird if I was single again.
Well, yeah,
Like, it would be super fucking
you
weird.
wouldn't know what to do.
No.
That's a good thing, honestly. I think that's super cool. I know people. I've had patients like that too that are in retirement homes, right? That I've taken them to and from their appointments and stuff, and they talk my ear off, and I let them. I'm like, I don't know, whatever. I'm getting paid to listen, so I'm gonna listen.
Exactly.
And then she's like, well, thank you for today because you're the only person who's talked to me in like 6 weeks. And it's like, damn, yeah. Some people have to live like that.
Just raking in them dollar bills, baby.
Oh yeah, $20 an hour. Oh man,
Hey.
that's not great anymore.
Um, what do you think retirement homes are going to be like when we get older?
They're going to be less populated.
You think so?
So right now we're killing off all the baby boomers.
Yeah.
And so I've seen nothing but super overly populated nursing homes. There's some good ones. There's some good ones every now and then. But
I'm talking activity wise. Like, we're a generation of video gamers. Like, are there just going to be a ton of fucking Halo LAN parties going on?
fuck yeah, there is. Someone's gonna
Or,
we'll be playing
like,
Guitar Hero.
Are you going to walk into some fucking 80-year-old's room at a retirement home and they're fucking playing Fortnite?
Maybe.
Yelling at kids?
Maybe.
He's a hacker! He's a hacker!
Probably. Honestly, that just makes it easier for our own entertainment when we get old. I can't wait to
Yeah.
enjoy my wonder years playing video games instead of Scrabble.
Right?
Fuck it.
Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, you think about, like, some of the things, like, other people do, like, board games. Some people really enjoy board games. And it's like, isn't that just a dumbed down version of a video game?
It's the predecessor to the video game, right? It's the grandpa. It's interesting. Like D&D is the predecessor to RPGs.
Yeah.
You know.
And same, like, I see, like, there's one garage that we walk by. My wife and I have been going on walks. Like, it's something I actually look forward to almost every day now as we go for, like, a 3-mile walk. And there's one couple. It's not even a couple. It's two ladies. So they could be a couple. I don't know. But they sit in their garage with the garage door open. They've got like it decked out like it's a bar. And they sit at a tall table and play fucking cards. They're playing cards every fucking night.
I would love to go play with Edna and Lorraine right now. That sounds. I would come bring some prosecco and some orange juice. Well, what's up, ladies? What are we playing today?
I don't know. And I'm like, is that like, are they doing it because they're bored? Is it just become a habit? Is it, something that they really enjoy?
Probably
Like,
all of the above.
You know?
They probably get a big kick out of it, especially when someone comes up and plays with them. Gives them new conversation because I'm thankful and we're lucky in that a lot of our interactions can happen online, and we're okay with that, right? Like I get what I need out of my interactions with people online. I like our friends, I enjoy talking to you guys, playing games with you guys. I get to play games with you and your sons. Like it brings me physical joy. I have a good time. The older generation doesn't have that. They don't get the same joy or feelings from that. So I think in our wonder years we're going to be, if we're not plugged into VR the whole time and pretending we're 20-year-olds.
I don't know. But there's still a ton of people that don't play games. I mean, like, it's not like we're like all of society. Like, I wonder what the percentage of people that do play games is. Because there's a vast majority that I would say don't.
I would say that's this. I don't know.
Especially at your age and my age. I mean, there's some, but not a ton.
Play video games. 61% of the U.S. population plays as admitted to playing video games.
Well, but is that playing once or,
No, like
you know,
would call themselves a person that plays video games.
really?
March
That number
2024.
seems really high to me.
So 24% do not play games on any. Oh, it includes mobile games.
Okay.
That makes
Yeah,
more
there's a lot of
sense.
people that do that. Yeah, that does.
Yeah, I would say gamers 25% of the population, mostly male.
Yeah, I would say so. I think females are growing, getting there, but
They're getting into it, but it's still not as much, you know.
yeah.
But they are making games for women now.
Hmm.
Like it's a whole thing. I mean, I'm excited for it because I think that would be a cool way to spend my last years just fucking destroying my grandkids at Fortnite, you know, at the nursing home.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Grandpa, did you just do the 360 no scope? You're damn right I did, bitch.
Sensitivity is on super high just because your thumbs don't work as fast, and so the littlest twitches have to be able to suffice.
Yeah. And that's not to say that video games don't evolve to the point where we have a fucking chip in our brains by then, you know?
Yeah.
And you're out there just doing it. You know, I've read books about that and they're interesting.
Yeah.
Would you do that? Like if you could?
Right now, probably not, but like, give me 40 years and I'm 80, and if my body's failing and stuff, fuck yeah.
That was a whole contention to the whole premise of it is why not?
Yeah.
Try it out at least, you know, see what it's like. And it's just fantastical worlds or sci-fi or whatever, and
Yeah. Like a Ready Player One type situation.
essentially, which you haven't read Ready Player 2, I assume.
No.
So they go full
I haven't
dive.
read Ready Player One either. I
Eh,
watched Ready Player
I'll
One.
be honest, the movie was pretty good. The movie is a more digestible. The book's very like pro 80s, and there's a lot of references there I didn't get, and I get a lot of 80s references. So yeah, it was a bit much. Like Joust, you know the game Joust with the ostriches.
Hmm.
I had never heard of
Hmm.
that before, and that's a very pivotal part of the book.
Okay.
So imagining it and stuff like that, yeah.
So I want to test. This is 90s, but I saw this and it immediately thought of you because I know my answer. But if you had to pick one 90s family to live with between Family Matters, Full House, Home Improvement, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, or Step by Step,
I don't know that
who are
last
you
one.
living with?
I don't know that last one.
Step by Step? Okay, that was a good one. But
Nope. So Family Matters. That's Steve Urkel, right?
yep, that's
Dad's a,
Urkel with Carl Winslow.
dad's a cop. He's a narc. Can't do it.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. My dad was a cop. Full House. That's too much women and too much drama. That was all about the drama.
There was three male leads and then three daughters.
And the wife.
There was no wife.
Well, the brother's wife. The what is it? Brother-in-law's wife. Ex-brother-in-law.
Uncle Jesse's wife, Rebecca.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah,
that's the fourth one.
it's not. Yeah, but it wasn't an ex-brother-in-law. It was
I
what
don't
do you
know.
call that? It's not an ex, a widowed brother-in-law.
Like just brother-in-law still, I guess. You just don't change it if
Yeah.
you don't get remarried. Like, but I would probably go with the Fresh Prince
Well, obviously. I mean, they had a ton of fucking money and they lived in a mansion.
and higher education. Like you're going riding Lambos, like they're doing crazy things, and they're black.
Yeah,
That just
and they
makes
had
it
a
way-
butler.
Joffrey's the greatest. Yeah. I mean, out of all the shows that I would watch, like if they were all on at the same time in a TV in front of me, had to pick one to watch, I'd watch The Fresh Prince first.
I'd agree.
It's just something that I really, it's not cringy humor, you know, it's just good, funny stuff.
Family Matters is cringy humor.
So is Friends.
Yeah, I haven't watched Friends in a while, long while,
Doesn't
for reasons.
doesn't hold up. But yeah, I mean,
There's a lot of people that would disagree with you. Like, I'm pretty sure my wife rewatched it a second and third time. So
well, my sister watches it every week. That and Gilmore Girls.
Yep.
And I hate both of those shows. I don't hate Friends. I'll watch Friends, and there's funny stuff in it that I'll enjoy, but it's very cringe humor. And Gilmore Girls is about two very toxic women living together.
Agreed.
That's rough stuff. They talk really fast, so everyone thinks that they have witty banter, but it's not witty at all. It's just banter. Okay. Favorite cartoon from the 90s?
Darkwing Duck.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna admit that's pretty good.
Life is like an airplane.
Pokemon.
Never watched it. Wasn't nerdy enough.
I'll still watch it to this day. Original.
Or I could go the X-Men cartoon.
That was really good with it had with the playing cards. Fuck, Remy LeBeau. How do I know his name but not his superhero name? Gambit.
I was gonna let you get there. I do that shit to my wife all the time. Like she'll think of something and she'll look at me and she knows that I know, but I won't fucking say it.
I do love me some King of Thieves Gambit. That was a good time.
Gambit was probably one of the coolest in that show.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Him and Wolverine, obviously Wolverine was badass.
Yeah.
And I like that he had Sabretooth to constantly fight in the show.
Mm-hmm. And then they tried to. I do enjoy that they made the X-Men movie and they did a nod to that. And like Wolverine's intro is him fighting Sabretooth.
Well, and they did. I mean, the one with him and his brother too. I can't remember the actor that played him, but he did a good job.
Oh, they did a great job. Their chemistry was on par.
Yeah.
You like the hair?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Looks good, buddy.
Not too bad. I actually really enjoyed the X-Men movies when they were coming out. Until the third one. The third one got really weird.
I'd probably still watch X-Men. If they made another X-Men movie, although I think I said this before, and I will say it again, I still don't understand why Marvel went the way they did when they had such, like, making the MCU universe, they had that, like, perfectly lined up to make an origin for Storm, an origin for Rogue, an origin... What do you mean?
That's owned by Sony still.
Oh, well, they could have made all those origins and then fucking had, like, it was, like, laid out perfectly for them.
It would have been great, but all of that is owned by Sony. So is Spider-Man. That's why it took so long for Spider-Man to get introduced, because they finally got right.
I knew Spider-Man was.
All X-Men is owned by Sony. So essentially, if it's a superhero movie from before Iron Man, it's owned by Sony. Sony did all the superhero movies. So you have like
Gotcha.
Catwoman's owned by Sony still. You have Fantastic Four still owned by Sony. You have plenty.
That was one movie that Miles Teller did that wasn't fantastic.
No, and he'll just do whatever. I think
I get it.
I mean, someone rolls up to you, he's like, "You want to be Mr. Fantastic?" You're like, "Extendo dick? Absolutely, I want to be Mr. Fantastic."
How much money? Deal.
Yeah. And they even had that one dude that played Creed. Something Jordan. I can't remember.
Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, he's good. I like him. He's a good actor.
Yeah. He is. I like him.
Yeah, it's just a flop. And hopefully this new Fantastic Four that gets incorporated is better, and I love Pedro Pascal, but Mr. Fantastic's white. Like, come on, buddy.
It should have been John Krasinski.
It should have been John Krasinski.
It should have been John Krasinski. It would have been.
He looks like.
And talk about a dude.
Mr. Fantastic.
Well, and talk about a dude that, like, you look at where he was at the beginning of his career doing The Office, and just this tall, skinny, dorky dude. And dude just got fucking jacked. I guess. I mean, you get enough money, and it seems like that's all you need is money and time.
You see,
pay a personal trainer, and
you see what he talked about on the pilot episode of The Office.
No, what?
So the computers worked, and so while they were filming, he was looking for jobs.
I believe that.
Like, no one thought it would take off, and it weirdly enough did.
Well, they only got greenlit for like 5 episodes for the first season.
Yeah,
and then it was like unknown if they were going to even get a second season until Steve Carell won a bunch of stuff with 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Mm-hmm. That did take off his career.
And it took off The Office.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely did. But.
And everybody else in that show now, I mean, has really tried to milk it for everything they they can, which I totally like.
Absolutely.
More power to you. Like there's Pam and Angela have a podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, do it. Why not? The Hawk Tuah girl did it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
That was dumb, but okay.
She made a fucking shit ton of money off some joke that she made. Good for you.
Hell yeah. And because she was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like hot. She was pretty.
Say she was hot.
I wouldn't say she was hot. I'd say she was pretty.
You get 3 beers in you would call her hot.
Oh. It's that big ass forehead. Just fucking putting a piece of pizza on it,
Now you're just being fucking particular.
Is there a superhero who you would love to see a movie of that there is no movie for yet?
Mm.
I know. It's a tough one.
Do you have one?
Absolutely. Either a Nightwing or a Red Hood movie. Both Robins. I feel like that's untapped potential.
I mean, technically they did a show, but I would like to see a Hawkeye movie.
I would also like to see a Hawkeye movie. The show is great, but he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. And I really don't want to see anyone else play Hawkeye, to be honest with you.
Well, the only reason he's done, did you hear what they did to him at the end of the show?
No?
They wanted him to come back and they wanted to he's like, cool, yeah, just pays the same, everything's good, and yeah, we'll do a second season for sure. And they're like, no, they cut his pay way down. And he's like, no.
Did you hear what also happened to him?
He got hit by a snowplow.
Yeah, he almost died. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he's back up and running though.
But not full capacity, I don't think.
Yeah, he's back full capacity.
Oh.
I mean, he's not like a Matt Hughes. You know who that is?
No.
No, Matt Hughes was a big UFC fighter when the UFC was up and coming.
Mm-hmm.
When they were being made, and remember when they did? Do you remember the Ultimate Fighter when they had that huge fight with Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner? And basically, they literally got in the ring and both swung haymakers for fucking 3 rounds.
No, I don't remember.
And it was to earn $100,000 contract. If you ever get a chance, I highly recommend watching that fight. It was 2 dudes. And there was so much build up for it because it was the show. It was the first season of the show where it was they bring in a bunch of amateur fighters and they're like, hey, we're going to have fights and we're going to do kind of a king of the hill. We're going to have 2 weight classes and the winner of the weight class wins a contract with the UFC and $100,000. It was the first show that they did, and it was really new. It was really cool. And these 2 dudes made it to the end, and they get in there for $100,000, and they beat the ever-loving piss out of each other. I mean, both of them are just bloodied, fucking scarred, and but one of the coaches on it, his name was Matt Hughes. He was the welterweight or middleweight champ at the time. He was a big stud wrestler. And, ended up getting done, lived on a farm in Iowa or Wisconsin or something like that, and went back and ended up getting in a really bad car accident and having brain damage. And he's kind of coming back, but listening to him talk, you can tell he knows what he wants to say, but his body won't say it. The wires just they're arcing, they're not connected.
That makes sense.
And it's really sad to see because he was just a phenomenal athlete. He had to learn to walk again, and it was a fucking tough story to watch.
Happens, unfortunately. Damn, what a damper. I was just talking about superheroes I want to see a movie of.
Oh, that dude was a fucking superhero.
Maybe his movie.
Yeah.
What about a super villain?
A super villain. Osama bin Laden?
Yeah. Okay, man. He has a movie. It's Team America.
He does.
He has a movie. I wouldn't mind a Storm movie, and I feel like that would fit in really well with the way that Hollywood's going right now. You know,
It would.
hit that narrative, but don't like shove it in our faces.
Have you heard any of the debauchery that happened with Lilo and Stitch with the new live action?
No, I just heard it was ass.
I haven't heard that the movie was ass, but I've heard that the ending is really bad. I don't know if you want spoilers or
I've
not.
heard what the ending was. Yeah.
Where like instead of being like Awana means family and we're gonna stick together, she's like, nope, I'm gonna go follow my dream and go get my master's in marine biology. You're going into foster care.
That's
Deuces.
fucking dumb.
That's fucking crazy. That's fucking batshit crazy to me.
That makes no sense.
It does not.
Hear me out. A Fast and the Furious style heist movie? Uh-oh.
There you're back.
A Fast and the Furious style heist movie, right? Like that style. But with Gambit as the lead character.
Does it have to be the guy who played him?
The guy who played it wasn't bad.
Like he wasn't great. Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum did a great job in Deadpool. That was a legit Bayou accent.
Um,
But like you get like lesser mutants, right? Because they always talk about like the like Iceman, who's a fucking Omega mutant, right? Or like all these different mutants that are like the king of mutants. You get lesser mutants.
Yeah.
Like one is just really good. There's a mutant that can learn anything by touching somebody. That would be the perfect driver for that.
like a phenomenon with John Travolta type mutant.
Is that a thing?
Did you ever see the movie Phenomenon with John Travolta? Basically, he gets like this flash, and then he becomes like super smart and like starts running like uh experiments and stuff like that, and then like senses an earthquake, and like some kid gets trapped in a fucking orchard, and he learns Portuguese on the way there to try and find him, and
So it'd be similar, but it's just he touches someone. You know how like Rogue touches someone and she gains their powers?
yep,
He touches someone and he gains their skills. But they don't ever go away. So he touches a pilot who's been piloting for 40 years and suddenly he could fly a plane like a motherfucker,
and he's fucking Sully Sullenberg.
And he touches a martial artist who's been a monk who's trained for 60 years in the mountains. His body doesn't reflect the changes, right? So he's not this super powerhouse fighter, but he can touch a genius nerd who learned how to hack computers at 8 and be just as good at hacking computers. Ah, nuts. I can't.
Okay.
I can't remember what his name is though. But
Yeah.
even a movie about Wolverine's clone, the girl.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
That would be a decent.
That fit into the Disney narrative right now.
Well, minus the prostitution, yeah.
Yeah.
X-Men comics get weird. I don't know if you know that.
I mean, I'm gonna go. We go with this every time, but if they're gonna make a superhero movie out right now, I want to see Darrow of Lycos fucking
We do go ahead.
throwing the scythe.
That's gonna have to be a show, probably animated. Honestly,
100% would have to be animated. But that would be fucking the most badass fucking superhero movie
I mean,
I'd watch.
it would be a great time. Just no one's ready to pull the trigger on it. It's an original story, It's not.
Yeah.
It's not something that it pulls off of Dune for sure, right? Like a lot of it pulls off of Dune, and he's admitted to that as much. But it's just so
Well,
written.
but everything's inspired by something.
Hell yeah,
I would like to see. I'd like to
God.
see an Odin movie of like Odin, like in the old days, like before he has Thor, like when he was fighting with Hela and becoming fucking getting his throne and shit like that. Because you hear a lot of those stories, but you don't.
Yeah,
Like him fighting, like even the prequels to it where they're talking about when he fought the ice giants.
yeah.
Like, I want to see that fucking shit.
I wouldn't be mad about that. I could watch that.
You know?
What always weirded me out was Hela a love child or a child from a previous marriage? Because Thor's mom is super about her kids.
Yeah.
Like it's a running theme, but she don't give a fuck about Hela.
Sometimes you gotta let cut the bad apple loose.
She
Oh,
wasn't.
but they didn't cut Loki loose, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she's just as bad as Loki. She's just stronger because she's older.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't really think about that. I also did not like how they killed all of Thor's friends.
No. No, that was mean.
Like I don't. There was no point to that.
Like, they did Thor fucking dirty.
Yeah, in the last
Like, his
movie.
mom died, his dad died, all of his friends died. Like,
And then they made him an idiot.
yeah, and a drunk. Which I'd be a drunk, too, if all that happened to me.
The drunk makes sense, but he could be a drunk, but still be. He's like hundreds of years old, if not thousands of years old, and like they have magical technology. They have to have a formal education system. There's no reason he should be that stupid. And I get it, the lovable idiot trope, but like it just doesn't make sense. That's something that always pissed me off. Thor in the comics is very smart. He's weird because he doesn't know our culture, but it's always cultural things that trip him up, not being intelligent.
Yeah. I'd like to see a Rocket movie.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was pretty much a Rocket movie.
It was.
But I like Rocket. I think he's cool.
Yeah. I enjoy Rocket.
I don't know. I'm using Marvel Rivals now to like pick characters that I'd like to see a movie of, but
Squirrel Girl.
no, I'm good.
I just these mountains.
The the Marvel universe is not ready for the power that is Squirrel Girl. You know she's the strongest character, right?
I believe it.
It's dumb. It's so stupid.
There's a reason I feed squirrels outside my house every day. I want to harness that power.
The nut power. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just funny, so they did it. I don't know. I greatly enjoy superhero movies, but I'll be honest, I haven't really been watching them lately.
I'll go through spurts. What is your favorite, absolute favorite superhero movie to watch?
Iron Man.
Which one? First one?
Mm-hmm. And then after that, it's Spider-Man. The most recent one with all the time travel, not time travel, space travel and stuff.
The most recent one, or not the most recent one?
Not the most the one with the other two Spider-Mans.
Okay. Far From Home?
Yeah, that was the best Spider-Man. That was probably one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen.
Or was that? No, that was Multiverse of
No,
Madness.
Multiverse of Madness was.
Oh, that was Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Yeah. Spider-Man: Far From Home was the one I liked.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one.
I saw it in theaters.
The ending fucking sucked, though.
That's what
The ending sucked.
That's what being Spider-Man's about.
Yeah, I agree. Still sucks.
Spider-Man always gets shafted. Always. He never has a happy ending. It's a running literary theme. And then Iron Man, just because, like, I don't know, there's just something about that original Iron Man that I saw when I was fucking 14 that just, I loved it.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie.
What about yours?
And Robert Downey Jr. was like the perfect actor for that.
He still is.
Mine would have to be Infinity War.
Great payoff.
There's just so many scenes in that movie that get you just like get your heart racing, get you fucking excited. Like when fucking Captain America shows up for the first time, when Wanda and Vision are getting fucking attacked, and all of a sudden you see the fucking train, and then he's just fucking standing there, and it's just like, oh yeah, let's fucking go.
With the beard, and he catches the trident.
Yep. And then fucking the Falcon swoops in, fucking Black Widow shows up.
Oh yeah.
And but that's just one. And then you go to like after Thor, like Thor doing all of his shit and meeting the Guardians of the Galaxy, like all of that is fucking great stories. And then makes his fucking new, I don't know what they call his new axe.
Stormbringer.
Um Stormbringer, that's right. And then he fucking shows up as everybody's getting their fucking asses kicked and just fucking screams.
Pound in town.
And it's so like I'm getting fucking goosebumps just talking about it again.
It was probably one
so
of the
there's
best
just
movies.
so many, because there's just so much like heart excitingness in it.
There is. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I get that way when I see the three Spider.
Oh yeah.
That for me, that like little kid in me just.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it's fun seeing all three of them together too.
It was.
And how each one brings their own like perspective and, you know, like knows what the other one's going through and like.
You know what? I take back my answer. I would love to see a third Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, but you said it had to not have already been made.
I know, but I would love to see another Spider-Man movie in general. Because Tom Holland said he's taking a break.
Yeah, I'd watch anything with Andrew Garfield in it.
Yeah, honestly, he's a good actor. He played Hacksaw Ridge. What was that medic's name? Desmond Doss.
Yep. I actually watched that the other couple weeks. That was about a couple months ago now, but
great movie.
I saw a TikTok on it and I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this.
Based on a real person.
Mm-hmm.
And like we have, as medics in the military, we have like a whole thing about him. You know.
Yeah, I believe it.
He's the epitome of, you know, patient first, and a lot of that like carries over today. And yeah.
Yeah. When what he went through to fucking go unarmed into fucking combat.
Yeah, because they were still shooting at him. You know, they didn't care.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. That's one of the more cooler stories, I think, when you think about all that time.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to bring up before we end it here is, you ever hear people like something happens and they're like,
God damn it.
like, oh, I just think that something was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, when people do that, they're like, oh, I was watching a thing where this guy was like, I woke up in the middle of the night and I just knew something happened. And I woke up in the morning and got a call and he had passed away. You know, these people that talk about these gut feelings and these bad feelings, right?
Okay.
How many times do you think people have those gut feelings or bad feelings and then absolutely nothing happens?
All the time.
Like, everybody's like, I had a gut feeling. And they're like, I'm a prophet. And it's like, motherfucker, you've been having gut feelings for fucking 40 years. And finally, one out of 3 million came true. And you're like, winner.
No, that happens all the time. I will say, we do have a phenomenon in medicine that happens quite frequently, where a patient will tell you, because they're like sick, they're in the ICU, you're on their way to the hospital, they've been through something, and they will look at you and tell you that they are going to die. And I'd say 10 times out of 10, they're right.
Well, yeah.
That's similar, but way different, too.
I would say that's a very different concept, just because, like, I think there's a lot that goes into the will to live.
Oh, yeah.
And when that, like, that's why they say, like, with old people, like, they have such risks, or why they are so notable for fall risks, is because they say that when somebody falls, and if they, like, break a leg, break a hip, things like that, they lose that will to live at that point, and then it's over.
Yep.
And then they die.
I've seen it a lot.
You know, and so having that will to live, and if somebody says to you, I'm going to die, have they lost that will at that point?
Usually they have. Or they're just scared, and then that's when you, as a practitioner, you have to like come to terms with how you're going to handle the situation. Because I've tried being like, you're going to be fine, I got you, like, I'm going to do my best, like, don't worry about it. Like, and then I've also been like, yeah, probably. What do you need from me? and you're gonna get so many medics tell you so many different things of like what's right, what's wrong, what to do, and it's
Yeah.
100% based on the person. I have seen people where like I can't tell them they're gonna die. They're gonna fucking it's gonna make things worse. And I've seen people who are like, yeah, you're gonna die. What do you need me to do for you? And they're like, hold my hand. Write down this number. This is my password to my bank account.
Well, you got no legs.
Like some of them, they just accept it, and then the first thing they think about is like, okay, here's my login for my bank, for my car, from so that my wife knows. Here's the insurance, like, and I write it all down. I mean, I'm gonna be an asshole if I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then usually just talk to them like, hey, it's okay. I've been for especially with DNRs and stuff. I think I've seen like dozens of people die. I've been there, and like at first it freaks you out. Like it really freaks you out, especially when you first
Oh, I
start
bet.
out. But and then after a certain time, you're just like, you stop seeing yourself as like seeing death and just seeing yourself as someone who helps them transition smoothly, and painlessly. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I think in the next podcast we should talk about all the patients I've had that I've walked into that have really interesting stories. Soup lady, the old couple, the flower bed. Like I have a ton of stories that are very interesting.
For sure. We can do that. But it is time to end this one. Do we want to end on a more positive note? Do you have something like funny, happy to tell people?
It's been kind of doom and gloom. Actually, positive thing that happened in my life is that Matt started playing Minecraft for the first time. Like fucking finally, dude, get it together. Grow up.
Making people's dreams come true. That's what I do. That's who should be the next superhero movie right here, baby.
I'm sure something positive has happened recently, but
Dad puking his guts out on Friday night.
it happens. Well, anyways, thank you everybody for watching the Sammy's and Beer podcast. We're here every Wednesday. We will continue to be here every Wednesday. We've only missed 5 or 6 in 3 years, I think. Consistency is key. That's a positive note. We're still here for you.
Even if our cameras fucking suck.
I don't know what's going on. I think it's my internet. Like I don't know, I'm in the boonies. But if you'd like to reach out, please reach out to us on all of our social media platforms with the Sammy's and Beer. And other than that, Matt, any final words?
Chips and french fries are the same thing. You can eat old fries.
Why don't you, okay. Go to your local Korean market. You won't regret it.